Greg Miller, you cheeky little mother trucker, you're the reason why this video is being made. The Nintendo Wii U, one of Nintendo's biggest failures, and well, makes sense as to why. In this video I'm going to be going over why I believe the Wii U was such an amazing console. So let's begin. So obviously I must bring up how the Wii U had a terrible launch lineup, with most games already out for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Even on the Nintendo side, we didn't have that many great titles, with games such as New Super Mario Bros. U, which people were already confused if it was the same thing as the one on the Wii, and then Nintendo Land, which I defend this game, honestly, because I think it's a really good game for the Wii U, but it's not a game for everyone. There wasn't that single player experience that everyone wanted in that game. The Wii U launch sales were actually pretty good, but as we went into 2013, they were slowing down, and third parties were dropping like flies. It was so bad that Ubisoft kinda, in my opinion, did a messed up thing where Rayman Legends was originally supposed to be a Wii U exclusive. The game was complete and everything, but Ubisoft delayed the game to release the game on all platforms due to the Wii U not selling well. So yeah, the Wii U had a big struggle, and this is not the first time Ubisoft has done this. They did this with, later on, Zombie U. It was named Zombie U because, I mean, it's for the Wii U. Its whole gameplay was to be used with the game tablet. That's where the U comes in. They re-released that game on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, where it was just called Zombie. So I feel like Ubisoft kinda screwed up here. I mean, I don't feel like that's good business partnership with Nintendo, since, you know, it's supposed to be exclusive to the Wii U. Don't know if Nintendo paid for it to be exclusive. Be interesting to find that out. But it was really only Nintendo that was putting out games for the system, which meant they had to go all out, bring some of the best games they've ever made for the system. We got amazing games such as Super Mario 3D World, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, Yoshi's Woolly World, Star Fox Zero, yes, do not hate me for liking this game, and we even got amazing Nintendo and third-party crossovers such as Hyrule Warriors. Seeing Zelda with this Dynasty Warriors gameplay, it was a complete shock to people, and it worked so well. It was one of my favorite Wii U titles, so if you haven't tried that, it's on the Switch, so make sure to go try it out. Fire Emblem crossover with Shin Megami Tensei, which later ended up being called Tokyo Mirage Sessions. And I know this isn't Nintendo, but I'm throwing it in this list of crossovers we've had. A Pokemon game developed by Tekken developers that was named Pokken Tournament. This game was creative and put the Pokemon series in a direction that I don't think people really expected, especially having the Pokemon Company giving away their IP like that. They were pretty strict at the time when Pokemon was really big up there. Pokemon Company and Game Freak, they really were strict with the IP, so seeing this really shocked the world. And Nintendo also funded some third-party companies to develop games for the system, such as The Wonderful 101, which is one of the coolest, most creative Platinum Games IPs. If you have not tried this game, it was ported to the Switch like last week by the time this video comes out. It's on PS4 too. Make sure to pick up that game. It is an underrated gem. Bayonetta 2, which people thought the Bayonetta series was never going to get a sequel, and having Nintendo of all people funding it shocked people, just because at the time Nintendo was really considered family friendly. This was a very unlike Nintendo thing. They even funded Fatal Frame, which also was a big shock. Didn't really sell that well on the Wii U though, unfortunately. It was digital only here in America, which I feel like that kind of led to the low sales of the game. Other regions had physical copies, which was weird. And Devil's Third, which weirdly enough, is one of the rarest Wii U titles. If you see that game, it goes for about $150 now. And we also saw how that game went. It was a complete mess. I don't know what happened with that game. It'd be interesting to figure out what the development was with that game. Moving on. We also saw them do partnerships with Sega to have the next 3 Sonic the Hedgehog games to be exclusive to the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. Those games being Mario and Sonic 2014 Winter Olympic Games, Sonic Lost World, which Sonic Lost World, people look at it as a Mario Galaxy ripoff, and it definitely took ideas from that, but I feel like it's a pretty good classic game, or not classic game, but it's worth playing if you get the chance. And they also had Sonic Boom Rise of Wick. 2 out of 3 of the Sonic games that I mentioned were good, so I'll let you figure out which was the bad Sonic game I mentioned. Let's talk more about the amazing games Nintendo brought to the Wii U. We had Splatoon, which was a new IP by Nintendo that was amazing and creative. They brought the Wii U numbers up. It was a pretty unexpected game from Nintendo. It was a shooter game. Once again, made by Nintendo. It was so surprising. You don't see this stuff from Nintendo, and I feel like the Wii U challenged Nintendo to do new ideas. We had a Mario Kart game that ended up being the best-selling Wii U game, which is also now on Nintendo Switch, and at the time of this recording is still the best-selling Nintendo Switch game of all time. We had an amazing Smash Bros. Game that also ended up on the 3DS. Amazing roster, it was awesome. A very bad Mario Party game. I'm not even going to talk about that Mario Party game. That was trash. Mario Party 10, garbage. Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is such an amazing game. If you have not played that game, you need to play it. It's like $12 on the Wii U. This is why the Wii U is worth it. You can get so many of these games for cheap. It's an amazing game. Super Mario Maker, which was a creative idea for Nintendo. That was an amazing game, which later got a sequel on the Nintendo Switch. Zelda Wii U, which later was named the Zelda Breath of the Wild. Which, remember, this game was developed for the Wii U. I know some people kind of is like, it's a Switch game. No, it was developed for the Wii U that the Switch got a port of. The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, which people consider that one of the best Donkey Kong games of all time. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. This was a weird title, we'll be real. I wouldn't say that was a great title. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Paper Mario Color Splash, which didn't touch that one. I hear people didn't like it though. Game & Wario, which for whatever reason this Wii U game is starting to get value. If you see it for cheap, go ahead and pick it up. Pikmin 3, Wii Fit U. Like, you see, another thing with the Wii U, they kept trying to put the whole popular Wii games on here, and they're like, look guys, we got that popular Wii game that you loved on our last Wii, so this is why you should buy a Wii U. Look, it's HD. That's what another reason why the Wii U failed. Wii Party U. Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Do not buy this game. I don't know what made Nintendo think this game was okay with the amount of content. Mario and Sonic in the 2016 Olympic Games, which this is another very valuable Wii U game at the moment. If you see it for cheap, I would pick it up. We gotta talk about a really cool feature the Wii U had, and that was Miiverse. The concept of this was amazing, and it really sucks it shut down, as in my opinion, some kids aren't allowed to have social media, and this felt the closest thing to social media for those kids who couldn't have social media. Yeah, some posts were pretty cringy, but overall, the service Nintendo had worked on, it worked very well. I mean, it received so well that they threw it on the Nintendo 3DS, which, if I'm being honest, I really did not like Miiverse on the Nintendo 3DS. It just, I don't know, I didn't work for me. Maybe that was just me. But, overall, I do agree with some people. Some communities on Miiverse, they really were pretty cringy. The posts were just, unnecessary, but you could get some really good posts on Miiverse that they were possible, and you had features like stamps that was in some Nintendo games that you could use these stamps and post them on your posts to Miiverse. It was really cool. And then they also had some pretty weird services like Nintendo TV, which, if I'm being honest, I'm not really sure what that service was. I did some digging, and if I'm being honest, I just got more confused. So I'm not gonna talk about that. Sorry not to bring it up in this video. They also had Wii U chat, which I feel like Nintendo was really banking on this feature to be really big, but it was just pretty weird. They should have just had Skype or just something different on the console, because the whole Wii U camera, it didn't look that great, so when you used it, it just terrible quality. So yeah, and the Wii U UI was, in my opinion, the best UI from any system out there. You can turn on your Wii U and you just see how beautiful the world looks with your Mii in the middle of the communities. It was awesome. So many different games, like whatever you were playing was on that screen, and you saw how everyone felt about it. It was like a feature with Miiverse. It was awesome. And the layout on the games, the layout of the games were awesome. Like, I feel like it was perfect. I mean, I love the Wii U UI compared to all the other UIs on there. It even had folders, which for whatever reason, the Nintendo Switch doesn't have that. Nintendo, please get on that. The Switch UI sucks. That's a topic for another day, but we haven't talked about one of the best things of the Nintendo Wii U, and that is Virtual Console. You can play some of Nintendo's greatest hits for cheap via the Nintendo eShop. I've seen people buy Wii U's for cheap just so they can use the Virtual Console feature. Like, you can buy games all the way back from Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo, the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo 64, Nintendo DS, even the Wii, which really makes me feel old. It even has non-Nintendo consoles such as the TurboGrafx 16, the Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, the Commodore 64, and even the Neo Geo, surprisingly. The Wii U games were so great that most of what I mentioned today was ported over to the Nintendo Switch. So if you have no intention of buying a Wii U, you can check out most of these classics on your Nintendo Switch. Ultimately, the Wii U failed just because there was a lot of confusion through this system with its title name, Wii U. People were getting confused with the Wii, and it was just a bad part on Nintendo's side to name it that. I mean, what do you call a Wii U? What is a Wii U? I could go on why you should buy a Wii U, but this video would go forever if I continue talking about this. This marks the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure to backslash that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.